Let's go.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to get this very dramatic short length mega volume lash set using a mixture of different products. For my tweezers, I'm going to be using Soko Lashes 45 degree and mostly the Crane tweezer. And for isolation, I'm going to be using the Princess House and the Yegi Beauty G2. For my glue, I'm going to be using the Soko Lashes Stay a While and their primer and sealer as well. And I'm going to start off by washing my client's lashes using the Dollhouse cleanser. And for lashes, I did mainly want to focus using the Dollhouse since this is a Dollhouse review. But since I only have 12 and 13 millimeters, I am going to be using a mixture of Soko lashes to complete the set. But again, this is a Dollhouse review on their lashes. And guys, honestly, I am obsessed. I think I found my new favorite mega volume lashes. So to start off, I'm going to be fanning them out. You always want to make sure that when starting off, no matter what set it is, you want to brush your lashes. That way, when you pull them off the strip, they're easy to fan, easy to work with. So here you can see I'm kind of playing around with them, brushing them through, making sure that they are prepped and ready to go. And I did quickly want to show you guys how easy these lashes are. So nice to work with. I feel like I don't make sense, but still, my point is that they fan out so beautifully. Just look, oh my god, so beautiful. I have no words. Honestly, that was my first time trying out these lashes. Literally pulled them off and recorded my reaction for you guys. Honestly, on my first try, they fanned out so nicely, and usually I have a hard time, but these lashes fanned out so nicely. I'm obsessed. Okay, so in today's video, it is going to be quite a long video. It's 25 minutes. I know it's a little long, but since, you know, my first review back, I kind of wanted to just really get in there, you know. And I did ask you guys on Instagram if you guys wanted a short video or a very long and detailed video, and long and detailed one. So make sure to grab a snack because I am going to get in with the details. So most of you guys, if you guys already follow me on here, you guys already know that I have to wash and prime my client's lashes. Doesn't matter if I'm doing a full set or I'm doing a fill. But as you can see here, I am cleaning her lashes using the Dollhouse cleanser, and I am using a disposable lipstick brush, wand, whatever you call it, and I'm pretty much just going in and making sure that her lashes are really clean. Even though she did not have any makeup, I still went in just to make sure that she didn't have any oils, not even on her eyelids or her lashes, because you definitely do not want to go in and start placing extensions on your client's lashes if you didn't wash or even prime, because then that glue is not going to stick because of whatever oil or residue they have on their lashes. A lot of people have a misconception about this. They say that their lashes are going to dry out over time, but no, I have never had an issue with washing and priming my clients' lashes every single time. I'm telling you, this is what gives me amazing retention. So I pretty much just rinsed her off with water, and then I'm drying her off completely before I put on her eye pads. So one thing I will say is make sure you don't have any kind of light on, not even your ring light, when putting on your client's eye pads. I did have pretty much all my lights on for the purpose of this video, just so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm doing. And my sister does have very sensitive eyes, so she is crying for that reason because the lights are very bright. So no, she did not get any kind of reaction to the lash wash. It's just because the lights are on. So if you guys are interested how it is that I exactly place my eye pads, I do have a video where I show you guys 3 different ways or techniques on how to put on eye pads. So I'm gonna have the video linked up for you guys here at the corner in a bit. So with her eyes tearing up, it kind of worked out perfectly because I did want to show you guys what it is that I do exactly when I have clients with teary eyes. So I pretty much grab a lint-free wipe, and you could buy these on bulk on Amazon, and I'm gonna have my Amazon storefront link down below since most of these items you can find on Amazon. So pretty much what I like to do is I like to lift the iPad from the outer corner and adjust it in a way where it's comfortable for her, making sure that the iPad is not getting in her eye, and that way this wipe is pretty much gonna catch all the tears. That way you don't have to keep going in and wiping off her tears. It is a huge lifesaver when it comes to people with sensitive eyes who don't stop tearing for no reason, because sometimes you just get those clients, you know. If you do struggle with clients tearing a lot, one, it can be the light. Two, probably the iPads, the gel is probably bothering them, they're very sensitive. Or three, they probably had coffee or caffeine. Or four, they're tired. And I can guarantee you that if a lot of your clients are coming in really tired, they fall asleep and their eyes start tearing, it's natural, it's normal. And I'm telling you, placing the iPad on the outer corner is going to catch the tears. That way you don't have to struggle with it anymore. And now I am going in with the Soko Lashes primer, and I am using micro swabs. Again, it's going to be linked down below in my Amazon cart storefront. And pretty much just going in and making sure that she is primed from underneath and up above. And you do want to make sure that you pretty much dry her off. You don't want to place extensions with wet lashes from the primer. So now for the fun part, I'm going to show you guys the type of styling that I use specifically for this set. I am going to be using a Kitten Lash Map. Normally I like to do cat eyes on my sister, but for today's video I wanted to do something a little more subtle, not so, you know, in your face, since Mega Volume lashes are already pretty much very bold and dramatic because of the fullness that it gives. So I wanted to give the shape of it very subtle, very cute in a way. So we ended up going with a Kitten Lash Map. So it is very similar to a cat eye, and the longer lengths are gonna be more in the center of the outer corner. So 12 and 13 are going to be the longest lengths, and then I'm going to bring it back down to 12 and 11. So starting off in the inner corner is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 being right in the middle, 13, and then bring it back down to 12, 11. In case you missed it, I am going to have it in the description box below. That way you guys could easily follow along. So if you guys are new to my channel and if you guys haven't seen any of my other videos, I do have a couple videos where I teach how to lash in layers, and it's not your typical different numbers in each layer type of lashing in layers. The way that I do it is that I separate each layer using iPads or tape. In my previous videos I've used tape, but for today's video I'm going to show you that you can do it using iPads. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm placing iPads on top of my client's lashes. That way it can hold down extra layers of lashes that I won't be needing or using or lashing within the first section. So I'm pretty much gonna write down my map again, that way I could have a clear view of what it is that I'm doing, since I did cover it up. So as you can see, I am going in and pretty much pulling out the first layer of lashes, and this is gonna be a huge lifesaver if you do struggle with isolation, especially when it comes to volume and Mega Volume lashes. It can get a little frustrating once you start seeing the fullness. It's a little more difficult to isolate. So this is definitely going to help you out if you do struggle with isolation. So again, I'm just using my tweezers and going in and pulling out the first layer of lashes. And no, it does not bother my clients. Always remember to ask them if they feel any sort of discomfort. If you poke them, you know, they'll tell you, they'll let you know that you hurt them. But no, ever since I started doing this, none of my clients have complained, and it actually makes my job a lot easier too. So try it out if you are struggling. So now for the fun part, I'm gonna get into lashing. I know it took me about 10 minutes to get to this point, and I'm pretty sure half of you are like, get to the point already. I know, I'm sorry, but you guys wanted the details. So normally when I don't lash in layers, I like to start off with the inner corners and then work my way to the outer corners. But for today's video, I have no preference of where I'm starting. I'm just going to start placing lashes randomly. And normally I do like to go back and forth between both eyes, and I was doing that, and then I started doing one eye at a time, and then I went back to doing both eyes at the same time. So again, I have no preference in and the way I like to work, especially when I'm doing lashing in layers. Since you are lashing in layers, you pretty much have your lashes already isolated, so it's okay to work one eye at a time since you're not going to have any stickies unless you do have two lashes that are right next to each other. But if you are going to be doing that, then I recommend to work all throughout the eye, not just in one section. Okay, so for my fans, I am using 0.03 mega volume lashes, and my fans, I am making them between 15 to 20D, mostly 20D, just depending on her natural lash. As you can see, she does have very healthy, long, thick lashes, so I'm able to add the weight on her lashes. If your client does have very thin, natural, small lashes, then yes, make your fans a little bit smaller to complement her lashes. That way you don't make them too heavy. So definitely work around your client's natural lashes. Again, since my client does have very thick, long lashes, I'm able to add the weight. But at the same time, I didn't want them to make them as dramatic, so I kept them a little on the light side. So I do get a lot of questions in most of my videos if I use pre-made fans or if I hand make them. And in today's video, I purposely wanted to show you guys in a different angle to show you guys that I do hand make my fans. I guess in most of my videos, just the way the angle and the way I record and edit, it looks like I use pre-made fans, like I said, because of the way that I edit. And since I do have the camera so close up, you really can't see what happens behind the scenes. So I purposely did it this way this time to show you guys that yes, I do hand make my fans, and it's a lot of work. And I already know somebody's going to ask me how long did this set take, and since it is mega volume lashes, it's a lot of work that you had to put in. For me, it takes me 3 to 4 hours. It took me a little longer just because, as you can see, my sister was talking a lot. Normally when she comes in, we catch up and we talk a lot because we're sisters. So yes, it took me quite some time to finish this set. Normally when I lash in layers, it takes me a lot shorter since I don't struggle with isolation that much. I mean, in reality, I don't struggle with isolation, but it does help me out a lot. But like I said, we were talking a lot, we were catching up, so it did take me a little longer. So for mega volume sets, no matter what, it takes me between 3 to 4 hours. I like to put in the work. I don't like to skip any lashes. I want to make sure that I give them what they are paying for, especially with mega volume. They want thickness, they want fullness, and the only way you're going to get that is by making sure that you lash 99 to 100%. Obviously not the baby lashes, but make sure you get in there. Mega volume is mega volume for a reason, because you use a lot of lashes, but in order to get that thickness, you need to make sure you lash everything except the baby lashes. Quick tip, use your fingers, use your tools, use whatever you got in order to help you isolate. I always, for some reason, use my wedding finger, is that what you call it, to help me isolate. It helps out so much. I'm telling you guys, use your tools, twist and turn your tweezers, do what you gotta do. If you do struggle with isolation, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lifesaver if you use your fingers and you use other tools. So again, I'm pretty much just going in and filling in the first row. As you can see, I did not struggle with isolation. And I've only done the first row, and you can see how full they are. They look like a mega volume set already, and I still have the second and the last row to do. But it's literally that simple. Honestly, once you get the first row down, the last layers are so easy to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead, finish off, and I'm gonna add some cute little music for you guys, and then I'll be right back. Your bedroom, we stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm. Physical silence, no need to speak a word, lay here beside me. Don't wanna move too fast, your lips on the floors, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. Okay, now that I've played around with the lashes and pretty much mixed in Soko with the Dollhouse, I have to admit how much more I love Dollhouse. First of all, I already knew that their lashes were going to be good just by the first time trying them out. And now that I'm actually playing with them a little bit more, I think I found my new love. These lashes fan so beautifully. They're so much softer, more black. They're just so beautiful. So since I only used 12 and 13 from Dollhouse, they pretty much blended in beautifully with the Soko. But honestly, guys, I feel like these are gonna be my new favorite. I have not been using nothing else. Just these lashes, I feel like nothing compares. Like, they're just so beautiful. The fact that I was able to play with Dollhouse and Soko at the same time and kind of compare both of them, I have to admit that Dollhouse is just, oh, there's just no words for it. Like, I mean, you guys know how much I love Soko, but I feel like I'm at the point where, you know, Dollhouse just stole my heart, and their lashes, okay, I'm just gonna leave it as that. So back to the video, I am pretty much just finishing off. I'm going back and forth between both eyes, checking to see what I missed. I mean, at this point, I've pretty much already done the first 2 layers. I'm just finishing up with whatever is left, and then I am gonna finish off with the inner and outer corners. I can leave it as it is right now, but it will not be a mega volume set. The fact that I've only lashed about 60% of her lashes at this point, yes, anybody can just leave it as it is and call it a day. But to me, it will not be considered a mega volume, because if she were to open her eyes right now, they would just look like a full volume set, but they will not be mega volume. In order for it to be considered a mega volume or even a full set, period, you need to fill 100, even 90% of her lashes. So I get a lot of questions on how do you make your mega volumes to look so dense, so full. First of all, like I mentioned at the beginning, you have to use between 15 to 20, 25 D fans, and you have to make sure that all the big teenager adult lashes, no baby lash was harmed in the beginning of this video, but you have to make sure that you pretty much get 90 to 100% full coverage, because if you only leave it as it is, on top of her not getting the best retention because you didn't fill her up completely, they are not gonna look as full as you want them to. So try this out. Give yourself that extra hour if you need to make sure that her set is completely full. And I'm telling you, it's going to change your retention. It's going to change the way that they look. It's going to change the fullness, the thickness, everything. So give yourself an extra hour, an extra 2 hours, but make sure that you do not leave them 60% full. Make sure they're 90 to 100. Okay. I also get a lot of questions on how or why I move so fast. I get it, as a beginner, sometimes it's a lot harder to move as fast because you're still trying to get used to holding your tweezers, you're still trying to get used to isolating, you're still trying to get used to making fans. On top of me using a really fast glue, I use a 1-second dry time glue, so as soon as I place the extension, boom, I'm ready to go. If you are using a slower dry time glue, please take your time. Do not be dropping lashes the way I drop them. If you are using a 2 to 5 second glue, give it a couple seconds. Count if you have to, but let it sit there for a couple seconds in order for you to move on. But I will say, if you are working with mega volume lashes, then I do recommend to use a faster dry time glue. Do not be using beginner glues or slower dry time glues, because on top of you having to put in so much work to create such a full, thick, dense set, if you are using a slow dry time glue, it's gonna, you know, pretty much add more time to it. So one, you do want to pick up your speed, so try using a faster glue. And I will say, don't be too hard on yourself if you're still taking 3 to 4 hours to do volume or mega volume lashes. Volume and mega volume, it's more work that you have to put in, so don't be too hard on yourself. I've been lashing for over 2 years, a little over 2 years actually, and I still take that long. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's not about my timing, it's about the quality and the service that I provide for my clients. So don't be too hard on yourself. Mega volume is a lot more work, it's a lot more lashes, it's a lot more fanning. So definitely put in the work and don't be too hard on yourself if you're taking over 3-4 hours. It's okay. So yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna finish off with the inner corners at this point. And I'm also going to go in and double check my work to see if I have any lashes stuck together, if I have any lashes stuck to the bottom of my iPad. Pretty much just go in and check your work, and then I'm going to finish her off using the Soko Lashes Sealer. This is going to help pretty much make sure that the glue is completely dry and cured from the outside inside out. Okay, so when using sealer, you definitely want to keep it at the base. You make sure that you don't oversaturate the lashes and the glue. So keep it right at the base, and a little bit goes a long way. As you can see, I'm pretty much just working the product in. The thing about sealer is that it'll help the glue completely dry. It'll help with retention. If you do oversaturate it, as in put too much product, it could be the reason why your retention is not good if you are using this sealer. So make sure that you only use a little bit. So yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna finish her off, dry her off. At this point, she's pretty much done. So I'm just gonna fan her off completely. That way, when she opens up her eyes, she doesn't get any reaction to the sealer or the glue. In a bit, you'll see that when she opens her eyes, she does start to tear up. It's not because she's getting a reaction to the glue or because her eyes are burning. It's because of the lights. I'm telling you guys, she's so sensitive that she cries over everything, and the lights really bothered her. So again, she wasn't crying because of the glue or anything, she was just crying because of the lights. So that pretty much wraps up today's video. If you guys did like it, make sure to hit that like button. Also, if you are new here, make sure to subscribe. But again, guys, I am obsessed with these dollhouse lashes. Look how beautiful they look. Oh my god. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.